Hello everyone, this is Rex Red. I am back again. I am going to try this tutorial a second time and see if I can do a better job. I am still kind of green at making these tutorials. We are going to start out with some polka music here today. And Sigmund is going to say hi. Say hi, Sigmund. Hi, Sigmund. Oh, that was really nice. Okay. All right. Without too much trouble, we're going to go and start this off again. And here it is. The last video I didn't really know what I was doing, and so this video I'm going to try. This is a showcasing a product called. Let's see. It's called Genesis 9 Pose Converter. And what it does is it converts Genesis 3 and Genesis 8 poses to Genesis 9. Okay, and here I have a Genesis 9 figure. And when you click on, you go into the install manager and you install the Genesis 9 pose converter. And if you can't find it, if you have a bunch of items, then if you just type converter up in here, you should see it really up towards the top or somewhere in this list, because you'll probably only have a few things with the word converter in it. So you double click on that and click on all files, and you will see two different icons for this. One will say script. They both say script. This one takes you to the Genesis 3 and 8 to 9 converter, what do you call it? Their forum. This takes you to the forum where you can, if you have problems with the script, you can come here and pose your questions and get some answers for them. Then the second icon is this Genesis 9 script, okay? Now, if you want to, in order to use this, now what I did was I right-clicked and I created a custom action, and it placed it up in here, and it worked for me, okay? But there is another way to do this. So what you have to do is make sure that nothing is selected. If you use this to access your poses, if you use the content library, then you have to make sure that nothing like up here is selected like this. Like if you go into another pose or another product, that no other product is selected, like your figure or light set or anything like that. Just make sure that no other product is selected. So if you were to go into this out, that this isn't selected, that nothing in here is selected. Always go back and just make sure that you unselect, click in here so nothing is selected. So whichever way that you decide to access your poses, just make sure that in your content library, that if you access your poses through the smart content, that there is nothing selected in here in your content library. And if you access your poses through the content library, make sure that there's nothing selected here in your smart content. Okay, so I'm going to look for a pose here by function, and we will pick a, let's see, a running pose. Let's pick a running pose, and well, let's try this. This is Genesis 8 poses. And so when I click on this pose, this is where the kind of thing, the problem kind of rises, because you have to make sure that you have added this to your favorites, okay? And the way to do that is by going into Or what you could do is you could go into here and search for the pose converter in here. And I'm not really sure how to find that. It would be under utilities somewhere in here. But the way to find it here is to go into your utilities. And the way I did this was I went to utilities and I typed the word converter. And then I found this and double clicked on this, and then I found it when I found this Genesis 3 and 8 to 9 pose converter, I right clicked on it and created custom action, and then I just it's selected favorites, or you could select scripts depending on which one you use, and then I just selected accept. Okay, I'm going to cancel this, but when I selected accept, it placed it here, and it works for me. Okay, so this was the way I added it to my favorites, was through that right-clicking and create a custom action, and then I accepted it, and I didn't change anything. It just put it in my favorites, and here it is. Okay, so you have to have this kind of selected in order to, you have to have this so you can select your pose while you're, and then open that up. So now I'm going to go back into my poses, pose, and we'll say running. We'll go back into running pose and get rid of this word converter. Now that it's up in the favorites, then you can utilize this while you're clicking on a pose. And then, like I said, make sure that nothing is selected in here. And then find a Genesis 8. These are poses and expressions for Tristan 8. I think those are Genesis 8 poses, but let's find something that specifically says Genesis 8. Michael 8 would work as well, because he's based on Genesis 8. These are poses for 8.1, but let's see here. Genesis, okay, here are poses. There's only a couple here of running, standing. We got a bunch of standing poses. Let's use these. So you click on the pose, and then you go up to your favorites and make sure that you have Victor or Victoria or Genesis 9 selected here, and that there's no pose or nothing selected in here. And then when you double click, that's not why I did that wrong. Okay, this is how you do it wrong. Okay, undo that. When you click on the pose, then you go up to favorites and you select this. And that should auto-pose him. It'll take a moment because I have Genesis 9 is a complex figure. And I have a bunch of stuff on him. So it'll take a moment for the pose to apply for the first pose. And then click Close. And that's how you apply the pose and make sure it stays as long as you don't select anything. Then you have this awesome pose that has been applied. Now we can switch it to another pose. So again, we go to favorites and click here, and it's a little faster the second time you go through. Now if you would like to, okay, it takes a moment because this is a Genesis 9 figure, remember now. Now if you click here on this gear, you will be able to, it says add this to, this is another way to add it to your scripts, but you really can't click on that until you've already opened it all. So really the best way to do it was the way I showed you, to add it up to your favorites. But then to assign a keyboard shortcut, you click on this, and I use the P key. And then I use and click Control and Alternate, and then click Save and click OK. Then instead of going up to the Favorites menu, and clicking on this, you can instead, oops, I clicked on that again. You can instead now click on the pose you want. I like this one. Ctrl+Alt and P, and that brings up the script again. And it works very well. I prefer the hotkey. Yes, I prefer the hotkey over the drop-down menu. So once you have that, now look, that is a really amazing pose here. So now the expressions don't work, but I believe that maybe the eye movement does work, so that for the pose, which is really kind of neat because it's nice to have the eye movement work. I'm not sure that the eye, like the way he's looking at the ball. But I do not believe that the squinting works, because I have like a squint. It's actually called blink. Applied, a little bit of blink applied to his face, so his eyes don't look like they're just staring out like that kind of thing. So I don't believe that the actual blink gets applied, but it does look like he's looking at the ball. So it does change the look possibly of the eye, which is really nice. And this also works for Genesis 3 figures. We have Genesis 3 here, 2, Genesis 2. Where's Genesis 3? We'll find some Genesis 3 figures. Running, let's see, standing. There may not be any running for, let's see. We can find Genesis 3 now, and we have a bunch of Genesis 3. So you select the pose and then Ctrl+Alt+P, and you will see him go right into the pose. And it knows that it's Genesis 3. And if you might get better results by turning the figure limits off, depending on the pose, or turning it on, so you can decide which one you want to use, whether if you want the limits off or on. And I don't believe it changes the pose on the fly, but it may actually. So it knows whether if you use Genesis 3 or Genesis 8. I would like to see an update for this program that includes Michael and Victoria 4. So that would be nice, because I have a ton of Michael 4 poses. So those would be really nice to have another little dot here for Michael 4. Okay, Victoria and Michael 4. But this is amazing. Okay, so I hope this is helpful in using this product, and it should work for you as long as you don't have something selected in the content library. Use the smart content. It works for both male and female on the Victor, which is, I called it Victor 9. But it works Ctrl+Alt+P. It works really nice for male or female poses on the Victoria model. It works on the Genesis 9 model as well. So in the same exact way. So well, not maybe exact, because Victoria has slightly different geometry, but it's still shape, but it's still based on the Genesis 9 figure. So I hope this was helpful in using this product. It is a great great product, and it is very, very useful, and it brings Victoria 9 into, and Victor 9 and Genesis 9 into a more usable state. That is just like, if you have a, like me, and you have thousands of poses for Genesis 8 and Genesis 3, this is really, really a game changer for your Genesis 9. So I came back, Angus, to make I was hoping to make a better video. I was just kind of discombobulated on the last video, and I thought this one might be better if I could come back in here and showcase this product a little bit better. This also works. Some of the poses are going to try to pose two figures, and I'm not sure if that's going to work, if those will work. Let's see. So this is for Michael. Yeah, see, that worked. So this is really, really excellent. Look how it posed the fingers and all. So just really, really nice. These intimate poses are really good as well. So let's see, standing. This is for Victoria 8. Victoria and Michael 8. Now, I don't see the one with him kneeling like this. She's standing. So this would be kneeling. Okay, so we can get him here. This is for him kneeling. Ctrl+Alt+P. So yes, this is really amazing, because just imagine all the work it would do. It would require to get him into this position here. So this is just really amazing. Look how beautiful that is. And so yes, very, very, very excellent, excellent product. I recommend this product highly. This is the pose converter for Genesis 9, and you can find it in the Daz store. Right now it's currently in the shop, and if you're a Daz member, you can get it for $15. Now, if I hide items I own, it's right here. This is the product. We double click on it. And this is amazing, an amazing product. So I recommend it. It's called Pose Converter, Genesis 3 and 8 to 9 Pose Converter. So yes, it is excellent. And that's going to do it for this video. And we're going to go out with a little bit of polka music. Yep, it's always polka time here at EZ3DTV. So look at this amazing pose. So all right, thank you for watching, and I will be back again with more Daz tutorials, showcasing products and teaching techniques and things like that. Please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and say goodbye, Sigmund. Bye, Sigmund. Oh, that was nice, Sigmund. That was nice. So take care, and I will see you again. It is more polka. Yes, we've got some more polka. Take care. I will see you again in the next video. Alrighty. Bye-bye for now.